Hey everyone, my name is Jodi. Last year I shared at Pure Joy about an accident that I had been involved in. I was the driver of a vehicle that hit and killed a pedestrian, a beautiful woman of God, Brenda, from our very own community. After sharing, I went to the back of the convention hall and was trying to watch the video of her daughter Kelsey as she shared her portion of the testimony. I remember feeling someone touch my arm and begin to speak to me and being really conflicted because I hadn't heard Kelsey's testimony yet until I heard the words, "I had the same thing happen to me as what you shared about tonight." Immediately, all of my attention was redirected to the young woman that stood by my side. Her name was Hannah. I gave her a big hug and told her, "Sweetie, I am so sorry." We hugged and we cried and exchanged a few more words and eventually our phone numbers before I gave her a kiss on the forehead and she walked away. I stood at the back a little while longer, somewhat in shock and just a lot in awe. I knew going into the event that it would be a very rare occasion for someone to be there who would be able to directly relate to what it was that I was sharing. Hannah and I began to exchange emails and texts, and before long she introduced me to her best friend at the time, Autumn. What was supposed to be a quick meet and drop off a gift turned into an all-nighter where we drank a lot of coffee and swapped stories until early in the morning.
I was not born into a Christian home for whatever reason, or many reasons. I spent a lot of my childhood in foster care and in a few different families. About a week and a half after I turned 18, I moved out of the placement that I was in and moved into a transitional living facility for girls called Saving Grace. And it's for girls either aging out of foster care or just needing a place to get back on their feet. Through Saving Grace, I finished high school, and by His grace and compassion, I was offered a spot at College of the Ozarks. I think I knew that going on to college was a way for me to kind of grow up and start making decisions for myself and changing my life, but if I were to be very honest, I was at C of O for the bed and the meal plan.
At some point, as Autumn was sharing her story, I remember saying, "You need a family? We'd be happy to adopt you." My 5-year-old son, Milo, has been praying and asking for another sister. I had miscarried a baby girl that would have been Autumn's age. I don't know if that played into it or not, but the connection that was there was very powerful, and I just remember caring very deeply about every day of her life and everything that she had gone through. You know, being in ministry, you pray and you care for a lot of people. But I don't think that I had ever so longed and desired for somebody to be healed and whole and completely free.
As soon as we started kind of connecting and swapping stories and testimonies, it was another just divine appointment.
One day in the summer, my husband Autumn and I decided together that we would all three be praying that day about if we should go forward in the adoption. I remember going to work and I knew that Autumn's first name, what her first name meant, but I didn't know about her middle name, Luann. So of course I Googled it and found out that Luann means friendly, light, and God was gracious. I was excited about that last one as Jodi means God is gracious. But what really caught my attention was that in the lower left-hand corner, there was an advertisement. It had the hands of each parent holding the hands of a little girl. And it said, "Make your pure joy come true." All of the other children have a story of significance tied to their name, and now Autumn had one too.
It was a completely different ballgame because now I'm not just doing life with Jodi and kind of hanging out with her, but I'm doing life with her entire family. And every day I'm falling more in love with the idea that someday I could have something like it for myself.
I remember going through a short phase of really questioning God as to where He was the night of my accident. And it didn't take very long of processing to see His fingerprints all over the scene.
It's amazing to take a step back and see how He works all things together for good. From simply just coming to Pure Joy in 2015, like Hallmark couldn't have written a better story. And I'm finding that God does it not because He needs me, but because He loves me and He wants me. Not because He can't work without me, but because He would work with me and through me, because He truly is a good, good Father.